Hey everyone, let's take a quick tour of Revit user interface. Make sure you have a project file open. I have this basic sample architectural file loaded, which comes with the software. If you don't have it, don't worry. You can open any file you like. We're just exploring the interface, so it doesn't matter which file you use. Let's start at the top corner with Quick Access Toolbar. This is a handy bar with icons for standard commands like Home, Open, Save, and Print. You can even customize it with your own icons for frequently used commands. It's just a shortcut bar to make your life easier. Below that, running across the screen is the ribbon. This is your main interface for commands organized into tabs, each with a series of buttons. When you want to do something, you find the command on the ribbon and click. The first tab is the file menu, with all the standard file management commands like New, Open, Save, and Print. You'll notice that on My Architecture ribbon, most of the buttons are grayed out. This is important. Revit is context sensitive. What you can do depends on what's currently active on your screen. For example, I am in a sheet file right now, so some commands aren't available. To see this in action, let's look at the project browser. This is where you navigate around your project and open different views. You'll find it on the left side of the screen at the bottom. Scroll down and you'll see branches like sheets. The first sheet right here is in bold because it's the active view. If I double click on a different view like level 1 floor plan, it becomes bold and a new tab appears in the main window. Changing views also changes the context, making new commands available. For instance, in the level 1 floor plan, buttons that were grayed out before are now active. Above the project browser is the properties palette. This gives you features and settings based on the current context. If nothing is selected, it shows properties for the floor plan. Selecting different elements like a door, for instance, changes the context again, showing properties for that door. To deselect, click on an empty space or hit escape, and it goes back to showing floor plan properties. Executing a command also changes the context. If I click the wall command in the architecture ribbon, the interface changes to the modify place wall ribbon, and new options appear in the options bar below. If I cancel the command with the modify tool, everything goes back to the architecture ribbon. Each view window, represented by tabs at the top, has its own controls called the view control bar, found in the lower left corner of each window. For example, there are multiple icons in the floor plan. However, if we go back to the sheet view, there are only 2. If you don't know them in detail, don't worry, we'll talk about these later. In the top right corner of the view window is the navigation bar. It's grayed out until you move your mouse over it, then it lights up with navigation controls like zoom and pan. Finally, at the bottom of the screen, we have the status bar. On the far left, it shows messages based on what you're doing. For example, if your mouse is over a door, it tells you about the door. On the far right, there are selection toggles, some with red X's. We'll talk about this later in the course. So that's a quick overview of the Revit user interface. The main takeaway is that Revit is context sensitive. The interface changes based on what you're doing, making it a dynamic and responsive tool. In the upcoming videos, we'll dive deeper into how to use Revit and cover everything in detail. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching. See you next time.